skaber af sig. Dino gagab, Niflheim, Muspelheim, ild, is, tropper falder ind, ja, Jotun skaber af sig. Dino gagab, Niflheim, Muspelheim, ild, is, tropper falder ind, ja, Jotun skaber af sig. Dino gagab, Niflheim, Muspelheim, ild, is, tropper falder ind, ja, Jotun skaber af sig.
Hello again, fellow outsider. Welcome to the heart of the Volker's desolation. Matron Frigg. I doubt she'd have been pleased to see me here, in a place that belonged only to her and those who came before. The Volkers say she cursed them and left, that Mater herself hid her tracks so she could never be found. They're wrong. At least about finding her. She may be gone, but her presence is everywhere. You just need to follow it. You've seen it by now. On Avalon, the weirdness is always there. Thick in some places, thin in others, but never truly gone. And everyone leaves their mark on it. Some faint, some strong, but someone like the Volker matron, she'd leave a trail bright as a blaze. You just need to find it. When you find the totem, don't go running straight to Angsvar. Bring it here instead. If a new matron takes her place, these doors will close to both of us forever. And I need to know what's behind them. I'll repay you, I promise. Answers and more. Oh, now that is exciting. But please, the honor should be yours. You're the one who put in all the hard work after all. I'll be right behind you. Why, chasing mysteries, of course. You know what I find most fascinating about the Volker? Almost all of them carry the faint scent of the weirdness. The traces of it run through their veins, like tiny sparks lighting them from within. That caught my curiosity, so here I am, trying to satisfy it. Angsvar let me stay because the pillar glowed when I arrived, and everyone decided it meant something. Salvation, a new beginning, anything to pull them out of this mire. I turned out to be none of those things. So I promised him I'd at least try to figure out how to open these damn doors without the matron's totem. So far, I've failed spectacularly at that too. Other than their famous battle rage being less about their goddess's wrath and more about the weirdness churning behind these doors, not much sadly. The mysteries just keep piling up as they always do. Speaking of which, there's something I want to ask you. You're not one of my kin, yet you almost feel like one. It's a bit distracting. Tell me, what's your secret? Huh. That is certainly interesting. And it might have answered more questions than just this one. Might have sparked a few more too. We'll see. Hopefully.
The tribes were our allies, but they commanded their own forces. The truth is, that war made monsters out of us all. The Four Dwellers weren't just any normal enemy. The way they looked, the way they wielded the weirdness. To many, they seemed almost godlike. I don't condone what the Volker did, but sadly, I understand it.
Oh, you're back. I tried following you, but the door shut right in front of my face. Almost on my nose, to be honest. Maybe I could go in now, but first I'd rather you just tell me what happened in there. A Four Dweller? Ah, so it's just as I suspected. But why would a Four Dweller be in what's supposed to be the Temple of Meter? Oh, I see now. According to the Volker legends, the first Berserkers were born on the battlefield during the war with the Four Dwellers. Mater was supposed to lend them her anger and strength, but maybe the truth is far more visceral. Blood has power. The Druids always knew that. And the blood of a Four Dweller must have been the purest weirdness, the purest intent. If you believed it could make you invincible, then that's exactly what it would do. You will do with this knowledge what you see fit. Angsvar and I, we've had our differences. I doubt he'd believe me, and honestly, I'm not brave enough to try to convince him. Now, I promised you a reward. I'll give you something he refused, but it might be of some use to you. I've managed to create a recipe for something similar to their potion. It's not as potent, but now that I know what it is, it's far less damaging to the body. Take it. You look like you've still got a long journey ahead of you. The potion is sacred to the Volker. What I've made isn't. He worried that instead of giving his tribe a new purpose, it would only hasten their decline. And I think he might have been right. Don't mention it. It's been a pleasure meeting you. I think I'll stay here for a while and see how things unfold. After that, I'll find another mystery to chase. Who knows? Maybe our paths will cross again, fellow traveler in the weirdness. In the meantime, try not to get into too much trouble. Unless it's something interesting.
Blessings. No matter, as you've probably guessed, I'm frail. That's what they call me when they cast me out of my tribe. I took refuge here because I thought it best to hide in plain sight. Please, don't turn me in. I'll die out there in the wilderness. Nothing wrong, I swear. I take some offerings from the altar when no one's looking. But no much. Just enough so nobody notices. Sometimes people come seeking comfort, and some want to hear Mathair's voice. I'm no Mathair, but I can't turn a blind eye to her suffering soul. But you don't look like a Volker to me. I'm no wrong, am I? Perhaps you'll grant me the mercy I won't find among the tribes. I'm no harming anyone here, I swear. Tige. Such a poor, good boy. So misunderstood. He'd give his life for his wife. But I doubt she knows that because the poor lad can't get a word in edgeways. Oh, she's always complaining that she'd sacrifice herself to Mather for him. But between you and me, she was never fit to become a princess. Too eager and aggressive. And Tige, he's such an honest man, truly. He could have done better. What do you mean? Dead? What happened? Oh, I've been so worried about him. He's been gone for so long, but death... Oh, Tige. You gave him an honourable death, and that means you have honour. Your mother should be proud of you, even if she's not Dalraita. I thought I was helping him. He would come to me, talk about his problems with Helmi. I helped him the best I could. I comforted him, like a good mother should. Mather is our mother. I just wanted to help her out. Give that nice boy some hope, in honour of my own children, who now gaze upon Mather's face. My fate is now in your hands. I wouldn't be able to best you in a duel. What is your decision? Thank you. Oh, thank Mather. I promise I'll be as quiet as a mouse. No one will hear a word from me. May Mather's light shine over your path.
So my Tega never lost his honor. He was deceived. At least now he can rest in peace. His name no longer stained by madness. Oh, if only I could get my hands on that blasphemous wretch! Tell me, who is she? Have you killed her? Not like I have much of a choice, do I? At least my Tega got his justice. Thank you, outsider. You've done a great service. May Medar guide you on your journey.
With our luck, it It couldn't have ended any other way. But the totem, was it with her? If so, we can at least name her successor. Could it be that Mother is finally smiling upon us? Thank you. Feels like seeing the first light of dawn after a night that refused to end. But this isn't the end of our misfortunes. Elspeth, the girl chosen to be the next matron, took her own life today. Threw herself onto the rocks. Hard to say. It's been a dark time for all of us. But maybe she had her own burdens. Ones we never saw. Shame she chose such a dishonor. Shame she did it. Certain. She was well liked. Nobody would have had anything to gain from her death. And I refuse to believe that any Volker would kill their own kin. Especially not a matron-to-be. We need a matron. And if she won't name one, I'll have to do it myself. It goes against tradition. But I don't have a choice. Maybe you should check Elspeth's hut. See if she left any notes or hints about who should follow her.
You? What are you doing here? Haven't you done enough? You're the reason Elspeth is dead now. If you hadn't pried into Volker business, she'd still be here. You brought back the matron's totem. We hoped it would stay lost forever. But now the doors are open again and Elspeth's worst fears have come true. No. Frigg had chosen Elspeth's mother as her successor, but then Frigg disappeared and Elspeth's mother fell ill. Everyone feared that even if the totem was found, we'd be left without a matron. On her deathbed, Elspeth's mother named Elspeth as her successor. She never wanted it. But you don't refuse your dying mother, do you? We thought the tribe would eventually move on, find new ways to worship Mather, and leave this madness behind. But then you showed up. And bring down the wrath of the entire tribe on us both? After everything that's happened in Volker, do you really think they'd calmly accept her saying no? They wouldn't care about our plans for the future. Plans that don't involve Elspeth being stuck in the temple forever. To them, it's an honour. This entire tribe is worthless. They all see themselves as Mather's chosen, yet they act like sheep who can't survive without a herding dog. You don't know? They didn't tell you? Being the matron is torment. It only ends in death. When a matron undergoes initiation, it's said she becomes a living vessel for Mather's wrath. It's like drinking that cursed potion. Your veins burn and your mind screams for blood. Our matrons spend their days isolated, barely holding back the berserker madness that threatens to consume them. They rely on calming herbs, meditation, whatever they can, but they need an iron will to endure. Elspeth wasn't like that. She wore her heart on her sleeve. She loved people. She loved the mountains. She wasn't meant to spend her days alone in a dark room, hovering on the brink of madness. I wanted to.
I would have become nameless and lived among the non-reader, anything to stay together. But Elspeth, she couldn't. She said she couldn't break the promise she made to her mother. And what about her promises to me? How would they any different? A broken word is a broken word, whether it's to me, to you, or to Mather herself. She didn't want to live without honour. But she died without it anyway, and I couldn't stop her. I couldn't do anything. Yeah, me too. Now you see why we don't like outsiders prying into our business. Here, Elspeth left this letter for you. I found it among her things. She must have written it when word got out that you were looking for Frigg. Take it and go. There's nothing left for you here.
Dead by her own hand, rather than serve as matron. How could she do this? We needed her. The tribe needed her. And now what are we supposed to do? The tribe cannot survive without a matron, but I cannot force anyone to take the mantle. We've seen what can happen. Find us a matron stranger. Someone willing. Someone with strength. I can't ask them myself. They will obey. Find us a matron stranger, and I will attend the moot. That's a promise of the Volkir. Yes. Have you found the right candidate for our new matron? What in the blazes are you talking about now? This tribe fell apart without a matron. How are we supposed to move forward without one? Now that the totem is found, why would we stay as we are? I know the matron's role isn't easy. And Frigg showed us just how ungrateful we've been for their sacrifices. But the women were always willing. They saw it as an honor. Elspeth's case was different. And it's not like she ever complained. How was I supposed to know her mother pressured her to agree? Aye, that's true. What happened to Elspeth is tragic. But she had years to prepare. She knew what was expected of her when she chose to build a life with Nisa. Look, these have been hard times for the tribe. We've lost so much. And you've only just returned what we've been missing most. There is no Volker without Mother. And no Mother without a matron. Careful. You're inching dangerously close to blasphemy. You've helped us, but my patience has limits. You went into the temple? That's forbidden. Only a matron is allowed in the inner sanctum. I am listening. What I'm hearing is madness. Our tribe is supposed to be Mother's chosen, with her wrath flowing through us. What you're saying makes us exactly what Camelot has called us for centuries. Barbarians. Drinking the blood of our enemies? How does that make us better than the beasts? I don't. It's just... I don't even know what to think anymore. The Camelosians call us savages, and the rest of the Dalrita think we're madmen. And now, it feels like they were right. Should we change, or should we accept that this is who we are? And then there's the moot. Without the Berserker's rage, what do we even have to offer? Oh, he's never going to let me forget this. I know. I've had my suspicions for a long time. Even before everything with Frigg. There were never that many of us. And the madness people claimed we suffered from. It's true. It's taken more of us than I'd like to admit. But without it, we're no one. Our tribe might as well be nameless. I know. I only hope he doesn't gloat too much when I come begging. But you're right. This could be a new start for us. Let everyone see our fury one more time. Thank you. I'll bring this to the rest of the tribe. And then, we'll see. And I remember my promise. I will attend the moot. We'll see what comes of it. I'd gladly see Camelot crushed. But not if it cost us what little we have left. And I suppose we'll finally put Bride's potion to the test. It's not sacred anymore. Maybe it's time we stopped dying for it, and started sharing it. Bride will be delighted. Smuggler arsehole. Nobody gets on my nerves quite like he does.
at last. I can move forward with my research. Here's your payment. Though, of course, the greatest reward is knowing you've contributed to a breakthrough that could change Avalon. Speaking of which, would you like to contribute? A little bit more? You've proven yourself capable and resilient, which makes you an ideal candidate for something far more valuable than mere coin. The snail slime you brought me needs to be tested in conjunction with my formula, a distillation of Dalriata essence I've been perfecting. Simply stand against that wall there. One small injection, and you could become stronger, faster, maybe even resistant to the weirdness itself. Others might balk at such an opportunity, but I suspect you possess the vision to recognize greatness when it's offered. Now, shall we proceed with making history? Finally, someone who understands the gravity of our situation and the necessity of my work. The injection will only take a moment. Any discomfort will be temporary, I assure you. A small price for the transformation that awaits. The Dalriata's strength flows through this formula. Soon it will flow through you as well. Hold still now. Ah, you're awake at last. Good. I was beginning to worry the sedative was too strong for even your constitution. I apologize for the accommodations. Locking you up was necessary. The process of creating the essence requires absolute precision. No interruptions. The Dalriata around you, they didn't survive the extraction process. A regrettable necessity, you understand. When their blood flowed through their veins, it served no greater purpose. But here in my laboratory, it gained meaning. I gave it purpose. They died because, despite their physical strength, they were fundamentally weak. That same weakness afflicts all humans on Avalon, and soon the weirdness will claim them all. Can't you see the nobility in what I'm doing? I'm transforming humanity into something that can endure, making us all stronger.
You again? I told you to be on your way. You should have led with that. Go on then, and keep it brief.
And who might you be? Are you the messenger of the Stagfather, the one Glirna foretold? If she's right for once, well, that'd be a first. You're a little late, by the way. Ah, perhaps that's for the best. The last thing we need is another self-proclaimed prophet causing trouble. As you can see, I've got enough on my plate. I'm Barlam, the chieftain. Welcome to the Svinelands, for the tribe that's just ceased to exist. Can't you see? I won't speak of it further. Not with outsiders. See this? One of those bodies belongs to my son, Jens. He fought bravely, to the very end. May the ancestors grant him a place at their table. May the unrealm of the hunt show him mercy. It's a damn shame his god failed him. You just had to be stubborn, didn't you, kid? Hey, no point wasting breath. What's done is done. Most of the Svine tribe is gone. Let me guess. He wants to call the moot. He's been trying for years, and every time I've had to refuse. Not because I want to. I know the moot is sacred law. But above that law is my duty to protect the tribe. And as you can see, I've failed. The Svine tribe is gone. Not having a tribe is what's holding me back. Can you turn back time? Bring my people back to life? No? That's what I thought. I don't know you. And if Gerfan thinks I'll trust someone from outside the tribes on his word alone, he's showing weakness. Especially now. But I do have a solution. Find Kjell. If she vouches for you, I'll honor the voice of the tribe's request. And I'll let you help us, if that's even possible. She should be nearby. She'll have a task for you, something to prove you can be trusted. Once that's done, meet me here. Maybe then I'll share something more.
A face I don't know, that's rare. Counting the years, naming the dead. Stones remember what we forget. Births, deaths, oaths taken, oaths broken. The things that matter more than whoever's shouting the loudest at the moment. Parchment rots, ink fades. Stone stays where you leave it. Even if the village burns, a stone half buried will still speak if someone listens. Nothing is ever truly gone. You can chisel out a name, but the scar stays. Sometimes scars speak louder than the clean stone. Maybe, but carving is no small thing. Be careful of what you ask to leave behind. No name, no tale, just a sign. The stone will bear it, if you will. Not all names need carving.
You picked a damned bad time to show your face here. Outsiders in the village are rarely good news. But now, after what happened, don't you think we have enough trouble without you? Sure, that's what all outsiders say, until trouble finds them. Anyway, watch yourself. One wrong move, and you'll have more than just me to deal with. Our whole village will be on you. At least, what's left of us. What do you want? We haven't even buried the bodies yet, and you're already sniffing around. Here's some advice. It's not your business, so stay out of it. Well then, the two of you aren't talking. I don't know you, and I'm not vouching for you. The sooner you leave the village, the better. For you, and for... Wait, hold on. There is one thing you could help me with. One of our hunters went to the cave nearby, and hasn't returned. With everything that happened here, I forgot all about him. If you want to prove yourself, find out what happened to him. And don't come back empty-handed. Because someone has to stay here and keep an eye on suspicious strangers. Besides, I don't owe you an explanation. Are you going or not? Good. No. Sometimes we shoot them on sight. Especially if they look like Camelosian spies, showing up right when we're at our weakest. Find the tall rock and... Actually, never mind. No, I don't think you can. No need to linger.
A stranger in my shop, eh? It should be closed after everything that happened here. I just happen to feel safest in this place. So if you want to buy something, I suppose I can trade with you. That's right, all crafted by my own hands. Don't look so surprised. Back in my day, it was nothing out of the ordinary. Everyone in the tribe had to know how to stitch leather, forge knives, and identify herbs. Survival basics. I've got more goods than there are people left in this village. And who knows what Barlam will decide after all this Stagfather mess we're in. Maybe a bit of coin will come in handy. And I must admit, I'm also somewhat curious about your presence, as it's been a long time since I last traded with someone from outside the Dalrita. Years have passed since one of your kind set foot in the village. Not anymore. It's been years since I last went hunting. Not that I don't want to. When you've spent as much time in the wilderness as I have, it becomes a part of you. But I just can't do it anymore. That I am. I could still outrun a deer if I had to, but it's not about my age. If I went hunting, I might end up falling prey to the hunger. Has anyone ever told you about the hunger? That's right. It's not an empty stomach. It's more like a state of mind. It's what happens to Sven hunters who spend too much time in the local woods. During long hunts, they soak up a bit of the weirdness. Not much, just a little trace. Not even enough to make you dizzy. But over the years they start to change, becoming more and more like the wild beasts they hunt. They turn violent, start attacking their own. In the end, they're a threat to the whole tribe. That's when they're cast out into the woods, and the rest of the hunters begin a ritual hunt to free them of the hunger and give them a good death. Aye, and it's not unfounded. The hunger awoke in my own brother. I did. He was 2 years older than me. Svalrik was his name, and he was a damn good hunter. Better than me, better than anyone I've ever seen. He could pick up a trail even if it was buried under 3 feet of snow. I still don't know how he managed that. No, nobody knew what was happening except us. One day he came back from a hunt. I looked him in the eyes, and I just knew. He never came back from the next one. He didn't want to force the tribe to hunt him. Didn't want to force me to hunt him. It's kept in the barrow of the Horned Shadow, where we lay our fallen hunters to rest. By wearing it, the leader of the hunt is supposed to gain the strength, agility, and experience of the hunters who came before. That would mean a lot to me. I doubt Svalrik could still get a good death, but at least he could have the last hunt, even if it's just symbolic. You'd still need the mask, and the barrow's a dangerous place. It's been abandoned for years, so I'm sure it's crawling with all kinds of beasts. Are you sure you want to risk your life going there? You've got the courage of a hunter. I can see that clear enough. Go on then, but be careful. Don't risk your life for nothing. Ah, so you've heard about that. Barlam must trust you. A lot of good warriors died fighting the monster the Stagfather became. Svaldir, Vrasken, Eardan. I was lucky to make it out alive. It's the kind of luck that would make you want to thank a god, if it weren't the same god you were fighting. In the old days, everyone was mostly on their own. You could only rely on your own wits and the strength of your hands. I think what matters more now is the tribe as a whole. You can rely on others more, rather than having to depend entirely on yourself. That has its pros and cons. A community gives you strength and a sense of security. But when you're spending a cold, lonely night in the wilderness, it doesn't help much. And that's what changed. Some of the tribesfolk started to behave like a hive and decided to free the Stagfather. It made no sense, considering what the Sven tribe stood for. A strong tribe is important, sure, but when you've been hunting alone for 2 weeks, freezing and hallucinating, and the Ice Weaver reaches out her hand, well, a strong tribe won't help you then. There's more than one way to look at any issue. You just have to survive long enough to see it. Ice Weavers are deadly. They appear as beautiful women, luring weary hunters and travelers, then freeze the blood in their veins, literally. That's true. A strong individual can survive in the wild, but without a tribe they won't build anything lasting. A tribe without strong people will fall apart quickly. It's good that you understand that. You have the wisdom of someone older. I mostly agree. You need the skills and knowledge to survive on your own, no doubt about that. But people form communities for a reason. We gather in packs, like animals, because it makes life easier. And, honestly, it's nice to have someone to talk to now and then. The problem begins when a tribe splits in half and turns on itself. That's why we lost so many brothers and sisters. As you can see, I've got a wide selection here.
You came late. Some of us stayed. Most of us didn't. If you're looking for survivors, you won't find many. Our god rose and tore the ground open. Half the village went with him. Half stayed behind. Away forever. Into the lands of the eternal hunt. My sons are gone now. Both of them. I buried what I could, and the rest I left to the sky. Now I pray so that I remember how to live without them. I buried the bodies. I will mend the roof. I will plant what seed we have left. There's nothing else to do. I was raised to worship. not to cry. If a god calls you home, you answer. If he leaves you standing, you pray harder. The road takes as much as it gives.
Don't know you. You looking to buy hides, meat, or something else? This fiend, unknown for the hunters. The chieftain is Barlam, and if the tribe survives, his son Vragi will probably take over. There, misspoke. Forget it. Oh, Sagar, a cook. The hunters bring me game, and I'll break it down into meat, hides, and bones. Cook the meat, tan the hides, use the bones to make tools and parts for weapons. All of it's for sale. If you want to survive out here, you use everything you got.
This isn't the best time to visit the village, but come in. If you need a healing potion or herbs, I can probably help. We're dealing with a curse. The Stagfather's curse? That damned crone brought it upon us. I'm sure of it. Our god has turned against us. He used to bless us with game, fruits, and herbs, but not long ago, something possessed him. The hunters stopped returning from the woods, monsters started emerging from the forest, and it just kept getting worse. Only if the gods themselves sent you, but I doubt that's the case. You could try speaking to Barlam. but I'm not sure he's in the mood to deal with an outsider right now. The witch condemned my husband to a fate worse than death. She said it was necessary, that it would fix everything. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be telling all this to a stranger, but I had to get it off my chest. Glerna, the priestess of the Stagfather. I've lived 40 years, and for as long as I can remember, she's been as dry and wrinkled as an old parchment. She thinks she runs the village, not Barlam, and he lets her with all her spells and seals. We honor Mother too, but not as fervently as Thud, Ulfa, and certainly not like the Volker. Mother is the Mother Goddess, but we're closer to the Lord of the Hunt. Her ways of trying to keep the Stagfather at bay. Shame she doesn't use them on herself, only on my husband. I've said too much already. Forget it.
Outsider, you chose a bad time to wander through our lands. Tell me, do you hunt? That's how it should be. Treat your prey with respect. Never take more than you need. Not so hard, if you even know that much. Is it? Trying to understand. Someone's been hunting in our woods. Though, hunting isn't the right word. It's slaughter. They leave carcasses to rot. Pierce the hides so they can't be used. I can't fathom it. No idea. Though some of the Stagfather's chosen fled the woods. Might have even survived. They of all people should know the rules of the hunt. Wouldn't surprise me if they chose to ignore them. Wouldn't say no to that. Normally I'd go myself, but we still need to bury the dead, tend to the wounded. No time for hunting, not even for justice. Fine, bring me the head of that butcher, whoever it is, and I'll make sure you're rewarded. So, it was one of the Stagfather's chosen ones. Slaughtering most of our village wasn't enough. He had to butcher the animals too. Scum. I'll toss his head out to rot. Let the worms feed on it. At least he'll be useful to the land. Here, you've done a good thing. It shouldn't go unrewarded. I'm Vesna, huntress, wife of Vragi. I try. The others need that. Vragi and I got lucky. We still have each other. I'm trying to take care of those who don't. I spend most of my time alone in the woods. I'm used to keeping quiet. Vragi talks enough for both of us. I talk less, that's for sure. Don't get lost out there.
welcome to what's left of it. Yes? Did you find the mask of the Huntmaster? Impossible. That's Falric's ring. He made it from a bone of the first bear he ever killed. I remember it well. I used to tease him about wasting half the bear's skeleton before he finally managed to make something that looked like a ring. How did you do it? How did you track my brother without the mask? Fair enough. I always thought those tales about the wisdom and strength held in the mask were just stories. To make the hunts feel more meaningful. Turns out you don't even have to be from the Sven tribe to give a good death to those who succumbed to the hunger. Either way, thank you. You've proven yourself to be an excellent hunter. You've given Svarric a death worthy of a Dalrita. I owe you for this. If you ever need anything, light armor, a weapon, tools, I'll sell to you at a special price. You've made this old hunter very happy, despite the circumstances. As you can see, I've got a...
What do you want? What? You went to the bottomless cave? And you made it out alive? That's impossible! It would have torn you apart in an instant. Yeah, I wanted to get rid of you. We don't need outsiders here. Definitely not now. But you've proven you have what matters most to the Svine. Strength of spirit and the will to survive. Go talk to Barlam, our chieftain. He'll probably find some use for you. I can't tell you more than that. Barlam will decide what you need to know. What, you want a tour now? Want me to introduce you to every corpse? Even the dead wouldn't bother talking to outsiders, let alone the living, who've got their own problems. Much livelier. There was more noise, less dead silence, and it smelled of hearth smoke and roasting meat, not blood. He's been in charge for as long as I can remember, and ruled wisely, fairly even. But turns out he was too lenient with some of us. And you see where that kind of weakness leads. Yeah, I shoot strangers who can't hold their tongue. Besides that, I hunt. Best in the village. Was already true before most of the hunters got themselves killed. It is. Unless your goal is to freeze or get eaten by something mean. Then it's real easy. But we'll survive. Even if there's only a handful of us left. And you, if you can't take care of yourself, you can always move on. I sure as hell won't stop you. Break a leg, or both.
Kill you, maybe. But the fact that you're still breathing only proves your strength and your determination. You survived Kjell's trial, which means you've proven yourself worthy of knowing what we're up against. The Stagfather happened. A bunch of fanatics called him into this world. They claimed that when he arrived, he would devour everyone, then choose his own and grant them their rightful place in the afterlife. You can see how well that turned out. And that's how the story of the Svine tribe ends. I doubt we'll ever recover from this. He is our most important god, the one we worshipped in the homelands. And we brought him here with us. He watched over us, blessed us with an abundance of game. In return, he had our unwavering devotion. But, as it often happens, some became blindly devoted, while others began to doubt. And the first group decided that the rest were unworthy of the Stagfather's grace. So they set him loose, to kill the entire tribe. The faithful joined him. The unbelievers were slaughtered. One of ours, Gudri, did something completely suicidal, with the help of our shamaness. He accepted the god into his body and is trying to keep him contained. But he's growing weaker by the day. We don't have much time before the Stagfather breaks loose again. And trust me, mixing the old gods with the weirdness thickening in these lands is the worst possible combination. We have to act quickly, although I have no idea where to even start. Out of the question. If we don't deal with the Stagfather, what happened here will happen to the rest of the Forlorn Swords. And the only thing that's happened so far is you proving you don't bow to fear, and that you know how to handle a weapon. Now, I need someone willing to help the Svine tribe. Well, that's a good question. Because I have no idea. All I know is that we need to find a way to get rid of the Stagfather once and for all. Gudry won't be able to hold on much longer. And when he gives up, we're all lost. Go find Glirna. She must know something. She's the shamaness serving the damn thing, and somehow she's keeping Gudry alive. We may not like each other, but I know Glirna isn't a fanatic. She owes as much to her own tribe as she does to the Stagfather. Glirna is our old soothsayer. Very old. When I was a kid, that hag was already as wrinkled as an apple, forgotten in the storehouse for 3 winters. But fate has tangled our paths. And we have no choice but to work together. The fate of the tribe is more important than our petty squabbles. If you need to get ready, go see Hjarn. He'll help you with your gear. There's still the cook, Sagar. You could talk to him too. You can sleep in any of the empty houses. I'm sure their previous owners won't mind. Glirna is our old soothsayer. Very old. When I was a kid, that hag was already as wrinkled as an apple, forgotten in the stores for 3 winters. But fate has tangled our paths. And we have no choice but to work together. The fate of the tribe is more important than our petty squabbles.
Yes, in the homelands. I thought we could leave him there, but he escaped to Avalon. He took on human form, or rather he used one of his followers as a vessel. It was only when he sensed that Nimue, Merlin's apprentice, had discovered his true nature that he revealed his real form. The beast grew to the size of a mountain, striding toward the temple his followers had built for him deep in the woods. I dread to think what would have happened if he'd made it there. We barely managed to bring him down, and clearly, not completely. I outlawed the Stagfather's cult, but I see that 6 centuries later, it's still around, and surprisingly, among the Dalrita as well. I thought they worshipped only Mathea.
You smell of change, outsider. Good. Change is what our tribe desperately needs. Some roots reach too deep, grow too vast, and end up ruining everything. Atli, I'm Glearna's apprentice. One day, I'm meant to take her place, if the need ever arises. No, I have a feeling I'm about to lose everything. My tribe, my past, myself. The Stagfather tainted everything. Even the one thing I hoped would always remind me of where I came from. I am. My father was Svein, and I was given a Svein name, but my mother was Thewd. She brought me here when I was still an infant, told Glearna it was because I deserved to live my life wide awake, whatever that means, and then she left. Never came back. Yes, it was a tree. When I was 6, Glearna took me to a clearing and gave me a seed. She said my mother brought it from the Thewd lands, so I'd have something to remember where I came from. She helped me plant it, holding my tiny hands. Said it would grow with me. It got twisted. It's all wrong now. I wanted to fix it, but I can't even get close. It keeps bearing monsters, and I'm no warrior, only Glearna's apprentice. I'm afraid those things will come here one day, and this village can't take any more losses. Really? You would? Here, I created a sigil, but it has to be written in blood on the bark. It should stop the corruption. And maybe I can still heal it. Thank you. This means the world to me. In a way, she was never a mother to me, but she was there. She made me her apprentice. I could barely fit the pestle in my palm, and I was already crushing herbs, throwing them into potions. Glearna used to say my mother's blood was strong in me, that it made me the perfect successor, though I doubt that will ever happen. I think she'll outlive Avalon itself. It's hard to truly believe in something once you know it exists, isn't it? Do I think he's worth worshipping? I'm a Svein, first and foremost. I understand better than most what the forest gives us, but I also know what it can take. It's hard to blame a god for following the call of his nature. Not really. Glearna told me she saw her coming in the fire. She saw my name in the ashes that were scattered by the wind all over the village. That's how she knew she couldn't turn my mother away, and that my place was among the Svein. Only what everyone says, that they're good with magic, that they dream, and the dreams give them visions. I don't like dreaming. I don't know why. I have this feeling that one day I'll fall into a dream and never wake up. I prefer the bones. They don't lie, and they rarely demand more than I can give. Yes? Ah, of course. The wind's picking up. You should go before the mist rolls in.
The forest whispered, the fire screamed, the bones agreed, and at last, here you are, just in time. The horned god told me, before hatred blinded him. He said your paths would cross, that you would bring redemption or ruin. In my dreams, I hear the crack of seals and snapping bones. The horned god, cursed with pain and blood, tears at the bonds I used to bind him. The earth trembles with his fury. Can you feel it? Soon, he will break free. And then we shall pay for calling him with blood, not faith. He cannot be healed. He will not forgive us. But I can try to keep him bound by will, by bone, and by blood. To do that, I need a fragment of his original self. The first trophy. The skull of the first stag ever hunted and offered in sacrifice to the horned god. It will remind him of who he once was. Bind his essence to the first offering, one made out of reverence, not fear. It may hold him in the unrealm of the hunt, long enough for me to complete the rite that will seal him there. It's hidden, tied to the places where we once worshipped the horned god. 3 shrines, as old as the forest itself. But now, they must be destroyed. Each one is guarded by a servant of ancient memory. Kill them. Cast down what still remains upon their altars. Once all 3 fall, the 4th shrine, hidden and forgotten, will reveal itself. The first trophy waits there. No, I saw you in the fire and the bones, your hand upon the skull. That's why I waited. Go, but be warned. The shrines are no longer sacred. They're fouled by hatred, and the guardians who watch over them do not rest. Yes, Gudri, who took the horned god's fury into himself to save us all. He reached for blood and bone, and let me turn his body and soul into a vessel for the god's essence. I sealed it with wards, like a cage of thorns. But the god's wrath will tear through them, sooner or later. And when that happens, there'll be no saving us. If you want to bind a god, you don't choose the method. You use everything. Old songs stolen from the dead, runes slick with black blood, teeth and claws. The horned god in his hate-twisted form was a nightmare that came to devour us all. The finest warriors of the spine, the pride of our tribe, gave their lives on the altar of battle to weaken him. My disciples, my sons and daughters. They strayed. After the Gunvalda massacre, I and the others who served the Horned God could not bear the shame. We heard our kin cry out and turned our heads. We betrayed our blood. The most devout called upon the old powers, out of grief, out of rage, but without reverence or care. They begged the Horned God to come and punish us, and he did. Not as a guardian, not as a spirit of the woods. He came as fury, pain, and slaughter. They opened a door, and I gave them the key, in the form of songs, rites, and signs. I didn't think they'd reach so deep into the dark. By the time I saw what they were doing, the earth was already soaked in blood. Go, but don't lose your will.
caught me in the middle of something, but that's all right. Yes? Oh, thank you so much. I don't know if our tribe will stay here, but even if we don't, there will still be my mark on this place. Proof that I existed, that I wasn't just a dream. This is for you. I know it's not enough. Not for what you've done for me. I can only promise I will not forget your kindness. You're willing to help us even further. That is unexpected. Well, you're an outsider. But even if you weren't, the Dalrita are taught to rely on themselves. On one hand, the tribe is bound to help its own. On the other, asking for help is rarely seen as honourable. We live with many contradictions, and we die with them. All right. The corruption that struck my tree, it spread further, carried by the Stagfather's worshippers. The forest weeps blood. It bears the same monsters. But it turns out that even monsters have their use. No, right now it would be pointless. They grow like weeds, and they won't stop until the forest returns to balance. But they do produce a resin I could use to heal the wounded before another tragedy strikes. Bring me some, and I'll give you a recipe I found. You'll make better use of it than I ever could. To think the Stagfather worshippers brought ruin to us, and yet, unwittingly, they also helped create our salvation. Leona taught me that there is balance in all things. I suppose she wasn't wrong. Thank you, outsider. You've helped save my kin. Here, the promised recipe. May it serve you well.
you're here. I knew you'd succeed. Fire and bone do not lie. There's no time left, child. The horned god is tearing Gudri's body apart, and his fury fills the air. Soon, his essence will break loose and devour everything in its path. I must begin the ritual. But I fear he may be too blinded by rage and pain to see the first trophy as anything more than bone and memory. Your path leads to the unrealm of the hunt. There, you'll face the horned god. If you can weaken him, if you can break through the frenzy even for a moment, then the first trophy might reach what's left of his old self. Oh, child, we both know you're not entirely human. Your second soul will guide you where others lose their way and perish. I understand. He's the chieftain after all. But be wary of his words. Whatever is going through your mind right now, there is no other option. We need you and your help. If you need to prepare, go. I'll open the passage for you anyway. But remember, you're not going there to bring death to the horned god. Wound him, weaken him, then return. That's when the trophy will speak, and I will close the gate behind you. Hopefully, for good. Take care. The horned god does not forgive weakness.
By what right do you tread in my realm, blasphemer? Who dare stand before me unbidden? The call. I answered it, and the moment I stepped beyond my realm, the weirdness consumed me. The hunt that began then was unlike the hunts I behold through the eyes of my followers. I was the hunter, they the prey, and I felt in that moment as if it had always been so. Only those who summoned me were hidden from my sight. Glirna. She has long been attuned to my call. I watched the world through her eyes. When I answered the summons and the weirdness took hold, our bond was severed. Glirna must have sensed it. That rage I felt, it was not my own. The moment the sacrifice was taken, I knew it had not been done by my will. If Glirna knows how to restore our connection, I accept this path. Then do what must be done, mortal. follower dares to call upon me by night, my wrath shall fall upon them. To you, mortal, I grant mercy. Go now and carry my decree.
The Stag Father has returned to his true form. I felt our bond rekindle. His power restored to its original untainted essence. Thank you for understanding. You've restored our identity. Yes, I hear his call within my soul. His will is our law. His wrath will fall upon those who dare summon him by night. And he will hunt them by day. For by night he shall not answer. We will return to our roots. Once more we shall be masters of the hunt by the Stag Father's grace. We will endure. The world may fall. The weirdness may consume all. And yet the swine shall remain wrapped in the Stag Father's favor. That is Barlam's will and decision. He tends to mortal affairs, and that order will stand. My calling is to restore faith and trust in the Stag Father. That is the greater mission, to remind us all who we truly are. May the Stag Father always keep you in his sight, child. It's the Horned God's domain. A place where time does not flow beyond the reach of humankind. Once it was lush and alive, where the hunt was sacred, wild, pulsing with green and the crimson of blood, teeming with beasts and birds in the boughs. I doubt it still is. Go, but don't lose your will.
You didn't kill him? Then how do you know he won't still be a threat? Bloody Glern has filled your head with all that talk. No swine without the Stag Father. Truth is, the tribe still stands in spite of him. No one knows if he won't break free one day and finish what he started. And thanks to you, that axe is still hanging over our heads. We'll rebuild the village, lick our wounds, bury our dead, learn to live in the Stagfather's shadow. We'll survive, at least until he breaks free. We won't survive another attack like that. I'll be chief as long as that's what the tribe wants. But if they'd rather have one of Glirna's followers take my place, so be it. And risk the Stagfather breaking free while I'm gone? No chance. If that's going to happen, I want to be here. To fall in battle, defending my village and my people. Tell Gerfan I've got more pressing matters than his war councils. We had our own war here, and we're the ones left to clean it up. Farewell. Thanks for trying to help. Shame you stopped halfway. I won't speak to the Council of...
So, you're a real wanderer then. And here I thought this was your first time in the Forlorn Swords. You've seen a thing or two, and you've met Garth. That means you've crossed paths with a piece of our history. That man and the capital, they're both relics, if you know what I mean. How's the old wolf doing? No, don't tell me. I'll find out for myself, sooner or later. I'm not dead yet. I just need a moment.
What? Let me see those notes. Dolph, you deranged, twisted old man. I apologize. I'm just a bit shocked. I knew Dolph had unconventional ideas, but this goes far beyond what I ever imagined. There's something seriously wrong in our guild. Thank you for bringing this to light. Given how much you've helped us, I think it's time for you to meet Heled. There's no point in explaining too much now. You'll see soon enough. Just know Heled embodies everything the guild stands for. That's all. Until next.
Not another step. You. Who are you? And why do you think you belong here? Not here, you don't. Ultraland ain't for outsiders. Not unless the voice of the tribe says otherwise. Trust me, I wouldn't let you in if you were King Arthur himself. Especially not him. He'd have a sword up his ass before he took a step past this gate. Seal looks real enough. Fine. Go on in. But don't cause trouble. We don't take kindly to outsiders sticking their noses where they shouldn't.
Hey, you! Gefon sent you, didn't he? To summon us for the moot. Just because we live up in the mountains doesn't mean we don't know what's happening in the wider world. Well, that works out perfectly. My father's been looking for someone for outside the tribes to help him with something. That's all I know. He didn't tell me much, but he sounded really serious. He told me to bring the first person I came across. His name is Strana. Please, go meet him at his forge. You can't miss it.
I'd offer you my hand, stranger, but with the stone sleep taking me away, I reckon that's not the best idea. Still, I'm glad to see a new face before I leave this world behind. Especially someone with such a rare way about them. My name is Noleg. You're the last living soul outside my kin to hear that name. Oh, no. I'm just fine with how things are. Well, I am a stone warden, and by our custom, a day comes when a stone warden begins to slip into the stone sleep. We give ourselves to the ore. Stone our forebears carved through for ages, raising halls and stronghold from its heart. We become yet another monument to the forlorn swords. It depends on who you ask. Me, I feel no pain, just peace. I knew what I was signing up for. Every stone warden does. But not all see it the same way. My family passed long ago, so I leave no one behind. But Olaf, he still has his daughter, Fuska. And she's been arguing with Darvan for weeks now, fighting over what should become of her father.
It's a deeply personal thing. Different for everyone. I've known stone wardens who felt the first signs of the stone sleep at dawn, and by the next dusk, they were already searching for the place they'd turned to stone. And I've known others where it took years. There's no rule to it. I don't count the days anymore, but I can feel it's nearly time for me to choose a place for myself. When the time draws near, one makes the journey to a place where they wish to fall asleep. And finally, when their body can no longer move or feed itself, their kin tend to them, feeding them, offering water, leaving gifts, and keeping vigil as the sleep takes hold. One of the finest stone wardens I've known had a habit of diving headfirst into any hole he spotted underground. Nothing could stop him. Fusca doesn't agree with our tradition. Understandable. She doesn't want to lose her father. But the poor girl doesn't understand that being called to the stone is the highest honor for a stone warden. Darvan is the leader of the Stone Wardens, and right now, maybe the most important man in the tribe, since Tryggva's no good for anything anymore. You tell me. I don't know what it is exactly, but there's something different about you. They say the stone sleep makes folk more attuned to the rare and unusual things in this world. Seems you carry one of those in you. Let's not talk nonsense, all right? Farewell, traveller. It was good to see a new face in the Ulfr village. Who knows? Maybe I'll still be around to see your coming bear some fruit.
Egil sent you, did he? I'm Stroner, a blacksmith. What brings you to our village? That kind of order should go straight to Tryggvi. though I doubt he'd be eager to leave his throne. Until a new chieftain is chosen, Thrygvi won't attend the moot. Well, that's good news. You're just the kind of person I've been hoping for. To help with Thrygvi, that is. Thrygvi always dreamed of surpassing mortal strength, of becoming as mighty as the giants. He became obsessed with the lone pillar near our village. The Ulfr might not be known for their writing, but we have our legends. Thrygvi found out the pillar was a place where giants entrusted their souls to the Fore-dwellers, whatever that means. So we had a throne forged into the pillar and sat on it during a weird night. What happened after that changed everything for our tribe. I wouldn't call it madness. Thrygvi stopped being human. He grew to a monstrous size and gained unimaginable strength. He became something other. After that, human concerns no longer mattered to him. Yet he's still Ulfr, bound by our customs and rules. It might not mean much to an outsider, but trust me, it's a very dangerous situation. We tried. The moment we declared a new chieftain, Thrygvi appeared out of nowhere and killed the contender with a single blow. Then, like nothing had happened, he returned to his slumber. After that, the Ulfr began worshipping him like a god. Hard to believe, considering our disdain for magic and religion, isn't it? Yet, here we are. Don't be surprised if you hear them singing his praises or fawning over him like fools. They're terrified of his power, although none of them will admit it. The only way to remove an Ulfr chieftain is through an honourable duel, but there's no honour in fighting something like him. Perhaps my mentor Darvan knows how to defeat him. He won't tell me. He says he's afraid I'd try to face Thrygvi myself, and honestly, he's probably right. If I knew how to bring him down, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But Darvan thinks if our plans were discovered, I wouldn't live to see another day. He's probably right about that too. My brothers have grown unpredictable. Are you mad? Thrygvi is practically a demigod. No mortal can defeat him. Smart choice. He lives in the second largest house in the village. You'll find it easily enough. I'll be here if you need anything else.
You're in the Hall of Remembrance, in the seat of the Stone Wardens. My name's Ast. I look after this place. Try not to make noise, or touch anything. Goodbye.
I wouldn't come any closer if I were you. Because I said so. And here in the official hall of the Stone Wardens, my word is law. Leave in peace. I'm not granting an audience. Ah, your powers of observation are truly impressive. Thrigva, that cursed fool, undead and merged with the Lone Pillar, thinking himself invincible. And perhaps he is, for now. So I guess you want to challenge him to a duel. You cannot defeat him as you are. The Lone Pillar grants him strength beyond mortal flesh. No blade will bite. No armor will hold. Not unless you earn the blessings of the Giants. Listen well. To face Thrigva and live, you'll need more than just courage. You'll need to forge a weapon. A true marvel. One capable of shattering the Lone Pillar's might. Without it, you're as good as dead. I'll help you forge it. But you'll need to gather the Giants' blessings first. They hold all the fragments you'll need. What do I look like? A giant keeper? The Giants have no love for the likes of us anymore. Their power does not come cheaply. If Stroner sent you, then go back to his hut. His wife might know something useful. Women tend to keep the wisdom their men ignore. The Giants respect bargains, oaths, and stories. Stroner's wife, she knows the old ways of dealing with them. Stroner keeps her close. Protective, I'd say. Or maybe ashamed. If we're being honest, the Ulfer tribesfolk say she's mad. Perhaps even a liar. Claiming she speaks to giants? You can imagine how that goes over. But mad or not, she knows things the rest of us don't. Don't judge her by their words. Go to her and listen. You might find her madness holds more truth than most men's sanity. Conspire. Ha! Call it what you like. Plotting, scheming, or just doing what needs to be done. Thrigva's not a man anymore. He's a curse on the Ulfer. And curses don't just go away on their own. Stroner and I understand that. If you're wise, you'll understand it too. Someone has to stop him. And it sure as hell won't happen by sitting around. If it were up to me, I'd vote against it. The moot waste time dreaming of invading Camelot, while the Dorita crumble from within. We've got greater problems to solve. Fractured tribes, lost traditions, and a dwindling future. Fixing that should come first. Off you go, and thank you for aiding the Ulfer tribe.
Vigdis? What does she have to do with this? Does that old man really believe her ramblings are the will of the giants? Unbelievable. I won't say what I really think about this. If the Master of the Brotherhood believes it, who am I to argue? Because I'm protecting her from prying eyes and the superstitions of villagers, that's why. I don't know you. Why would I speak of my wife, accused of madness, to a stranger? For any Dalrita, losing one's mind is like a living death, a shame worse than most can bear, but I love her too much to grant her a good death. If Darvan believes she hasn't gone mad, but instead serves as a bridge between the Ulfr and the giants, then I'll gladly let you speak with her. You'll find her in the locked room. Here's the key. I don't know for sure. Thrygvi doesn't speak much these days, not in his current state, but I have a theory it probably had something to do with the awakening giant of the Gunvalder tribe. Many tribes envied them for it, and Thrygvi has a special connection to the giants. Maybe that played a role in his decision. Not in the Ulfr tribe. Disobeying the chieftain's order means exile and losing your name, and for a Dalrita, nothing is more shameful than becoming nameless. The Ulfr are a proud people, always the first to charge into battle. For us, an honourable fight is the greatest glory and duty. We are also renowned for our blacksmiths, the finest and the forlorn swords. Our weapons and armour are unmatched all across Avalon. But now we've lost our way. When Gunvalder called for aid, and Thrygvi forbade us from going, most of us stayed behind. It's the greatest shame of our tribe, and I know many feel the same.